Canada immigration processing fiasco. System is now broken beyond repair. Canada's immigration system, once seen as a global model for efficiency and fairness, is now facing unprecedented criticism. Mounting backlogs, inconsistent processing, and overwhelmed resources have left applicants frustrated, with many calling the system broken beyond repair. If you are interested in this topic, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. In a shocking revelation from the 2025 IRCC Minister Transition Binder, some Canadian immigration programs are facing processing times that stretch into decades. As Canada grapples with record backlogs amid shifting policies, one thing is clear: the system designed to attract global talent and provide refuge is buckling under its own weight. With immigration levels planned to drop in 2026 and 2027, the question looms: will these changes fix the mess, or exacerbate it? This video dives deep into Canada's escalating immigration crisis, drawing on official IRCC data, recent updates, and real-time reactions. We'll explore the affected programs, uncover the root causes of these unprecedented delays, analyze their ripple effects on applicants, the economy, and society, and discuss potential paths forward. Canada immigration processing fiasco, unrealistic timelines. Imagine applying for humanitarian relief only to wait up to 600 months. That's 50 years for a decision. For entrepreneurs eyeing the startup visa, the wait could be 420 months, or 35 years. Agricultural workers under the Agri-food pilot? 228 months, nearly 2 decades. And caregivers hoping to support families? A grueling 108 months, or 9 years. These aren't outliers, they're the new normal for several key categories, all exceeding the IRCC service standards that once seemed lengthy. While a 50-year wait might sound utterly unrealistic, almost comical in its absurdity, critics argue it's no laughing matter. In practice, such extended timelines in programs like Humanitarian and Compassionate Grounds are being exploited as a de facto route for applicants to remain in Canada indefinitely while their cases languish in processing queues. Rejected asylum seekers, for instance, can pivot to HNC applications, securing work permits or stays during the wait, effectively turning the backlog into a loophole for prolonged residency. This strategy, highlighted in public discourse, underscores deeper systemic flaws where delays aren't just inefficiencies but incentives for gaming the system. Humanitarian and compassionate applications, exploited to stay in Canada? At the heart of the controversy is the HNC program, which allows individuals in Canada to apply for permanent residence on compassionate grounds, such as family ties, best interests of children, or exceptional hardship if removed. According to the Transition Binder, new in Canada HNC applications face wait times ranging from 12 to 600 months. That's not a typo. 600 months equates to half a century. Service standards adherence in 2024 was dismal, only 25% for HNC in Canada, and 89% for public policies, with no specific service standard outlined for HNC, leading to unchecked delays. The 2025 admissions target stands at 10,000 for HNC in Canada, down from 13,750 in 2024. Why such variance? The program lacks strict intake controls, leading to an inventory of 49,900 applications against just 1,100 planned admissions from March to December 2025. Only 13% of the backlog is expected to be cleared this year, fueling the extreme delays. Breaking down the inventory by special measures reveals targeted pressures. These figures highlight how geopolitical priorities strain resources, with high-demand groups like Ukrainians and Sudanese contributing to the overall backlog. Stakeholders are pressuring for reforms, but for now, applicants are left in limbo, their lives paused indefinitely. This isn't just bureaucracy, it's a human tragedy. As one ex-user sarcastically noted, if fake asylum claim is rejected, file for HNC, good for 50 years. This video highlights how the system might inadvertently encourage prolonged stays through appeals and delays, allowing applicants to work and live in Canada while awaiting decisions that may never come. Especially 49,900 inventory of applications by the foreign nationals inside Canada. Startup visa, 35 years for innovation? The startup visa targets entrepreneurs with innovative business ideas, backed by designated Canadian investors. It's meant to boost economic growth by attracting global talent. Yet, the current processing time stands at 420 months for new applications in Q2 2025, up from 31 months in 2023. Service standard adherence in 2024 was a mere 4% for SUV, with no set standard, and wait times have escalated dramatically. The 2025 admissions target for federal economic pilots, including SUV, is 12,970, down from 15,875 in 2024, with client satisfaction for PR economic at 81% in 2022 and 91% in 2023. With an inventory of 38,600 applications, year-to-date admissions at 1,300, and only 2% projected to be processed in 2025, the program is effectively stalled. Intake caps have been introduced to stem the tide, but they come too late for those already in the queue. Reasons include overwhelming demand outpacing admissions targets and a focus on prioritizing in-Canada temporary residents. For aspiring innovators, this delay defeats the purpose. By the time approval comes, their startup idea might be obsolete. Approval rates add insult to injury. Only 23% of SUV applications were approved from January to April 2025, per IRCC data. Agri-food immigration pilot, 19 years for essential workers. Launched to address labor shortages in agriculture and food processing, this pilot has reached its 2025 intake cap of 1,010, closing to new applications. Processing times? A staggering 228 months in Q2 2025, from a low of 8 months in 2023. Adherence in 2024 was 80%, with no service standard, and quarterly waits show a sharp rise. Inventory stands at 8,900, with 450 year-to-date admissions and just 5% to be processed in 2025. High demand in a sector vital to Canada's food security has overwhelmed resources. This delay not only hampers farmers needing workers but also leaves applicants often from vulnerable backgrounds in uncertainty. Caregiver program, 9 years to care for the vulnerable. The home care worker immigration pilots, including child care and home support, opened on March 31, 2025, but hit their online cap the same day. New applicants face 108 months of waiting, up from 27 months in late 2024. Adherence was 15% in 2024, with no standard, and waits trended up. Inventory is 34,400, with 4,200 admissions YDD and 14% processing expected. Caregivers, essential for aging populations, are deterred by these timelines. This affects families relying on foreign caregivers, exacerbating Canada's caregiving crisis. Employer Mobility Pilot Program, EMPP rising to 54 months. Part of the pilots, EMPP has a 6-month service standard but only 54% adherence in 2024. Waits started at 10 months in 2024, Q1, dipping to 8 in Q3, then rising to 54 in 2025, Q2. Inventory, 2,500, with 375 admissions YDD and 12% to process in 2025. Quebec Business Programs, additional backlogs. For Quebec skilled workers, the service standard is 11 months with 89% adherence in 2024 and current waits are at 9 months. Quebec Business, however, mirrors broader issues with no standard, 12% adherence, and 108-month waits. The 2025 target for QSW plus Quebec Business is 34,500, down from 37,990, with the same PR economic satisfaction rates. With an inventory of 4,100 for Quebec Business and only 3% expected processing in 2025 due to limited provincial spaces, these programs add to the economic immigration strain. Other categories over 24 months, a broader backlog epidemic. Beyond these, several programs exceed 24 months. The Atlantic Immigration Program is at 24 months, reflecting surplus nominations. From IRCC's latest updates as of September 2025, other long-wait categories include: IRCC's inventory dashboard shows 266,800 decisions made from January to July 2025, but backlogs persist across permanent residence applications. Study permits and work permits vary, but extensions can take months, affecting temporary residents. Root causes: why are delays so extreme? Several factors converge to create these backlogs. 1. High demand versus limited capacity. Programs like HNC and SUV attract far more applications than slots available. Canada's immigration levels plan for 2024 to 2026 aims for 485,000 permanent residents in 2024, dropping to 380,000 in 2026 and 365,000 in 2027, prioritizing economic immigrants but squeezing others. 2. Policy shifts and caps. Intake caps on SUV, agri-food, and caregivers are reactive measures, but they don't address existing inventories. The pause on PGP for 2025 exemplifies this. Reduced targets, like for HNC and pilots, reflect efforts to manage but highlight prior overcommitment. 3. Operational challenges. IRCC processes millions annually over 834,000 temporary resident applications in Q1 2025 alone without proportional resources. Processing times fluctuate weekly, as seen in updates for visitor visas, reduced in some cases, and work permits. Low adherence rates, e.g., 25% for HNC, point to internal inefficiencies. 4. Global and domestic pressures. Geopolitical events, e.g., Ukraine crisis, add special measures, diverting resources, as seen in inventory breakdowns. Domestically, focus on reducing temporary residents to 5% of the population limits extensions. 5. Lack of transparency. IRCC's expected 12-month standard for some programs is unmet, with no clear timelines for others. Unavailable client satisfaction for HNC underscores accountability gaps. For applicants, delays mean suspended lives. Families are split, careers are stalled, and mental health suffers. Economically, Canada loses out, startups go elsewhere, farms face shortages, and caregivers are scarce amid an aging population. Sectors like agriculture and tech suffer labor gaps, potentially slowing GDP growth. A new bill seeks powers to cancel or suspend applications, potentially targeting SUV and self-employed programs. With levels dropping, backlogs might ease, but without systemic changes, delays could persist. The 2025 bill for cancellation signals tougher enforcement and signals an unethical way to clear the backlog. Canada's immigration system, once a model, needs urgent overhaul to restore efficiency and humanity. That is all for today, in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later, in the next video. Till then, take care.